So I gotta be honest with you guys right up front. I like to be very honest, very open. I'm only down here from Los Angeles to tell you about my new business. I opened up a new business in Koreatown. Very excited about it. It's a mini golf marijuana dispensary. Yeah, we're calling it Putt Putt Pass. It's gonna be pretty great. Excited about it. My dad calls that joke, I don't get it. What the hell does that mean? What are you doing out in California? Yeah. The guy came up after a show about a month ago and he got really close. He was like, hey man, is that real? And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, it's a joke. And he was like, oh shit. I would spend all of my goddamn money there. And I'm like, oh, that's good, man. That's great. He's like, no, think about it. The putters, they could double as bongs. I'm like, you are hired, sir, for instantly. I will hire you immediately for Putt Putt Pass. So I've been living in the same room right now for about a year, and he's very unbothered by things that absolutely should bother him. Walked into the kitchen the other day. He's like, hey, man, just so you know, I just found a black widow spider. And I'm like, cool. How you gonna kill it? He was like, no. Keep it around. It takes care of the flying ants. I'm like, yeah. What do flying ants do? And he's like, dude, they bite. I'm like, I have some very bad news for you regarding black widow spiders. They also bite. You should be very worried about black widows. Being cool with black widows just taking up residence in your pots and pans is like letting the most dangerous gang you could possibly think of just firing off around your neighborhood. And you call the cops, you're like, hey, could you please do something about this? They're like, listen, we would, but it keeps out the Jehovah's Witnesses. So, all that minor inconvenience, I'll take my chances, man. I'll take my chances. So I'm from Wisconsin originally, and I like going home. When I go home, I get to see what my folks are into as retirement approaches. In the Midwest, it's very common. You have a refrigerator in the garage just for beer. So last time I was home, I walked out to the garage to grab a beer from said refrigerator, open it up, no beer. But the refrigerator was packed full of Mountain Dew Kickstart. I saw that and I'm like, no. Nope, because my parents are 67 and that stuff's meant for like 14-year-old skateboarders. I would have been less surprised to find a few bricks of cocaine in the dishwasher. At least then I'm like, well, they're trying new things, that's great. So I go inside and I'm like, Dad, when did you and Mom start drinking Mountain Dew Kickstart? He's like, oh yeah. That was free at the store the other day. And I'm like, there's like 30 cans of it out there. They were just giving that away for free? Looks me right in the face and goes, well, yeah, it was by the door. Hey, Dad, did it say free anywhere near that Kickstart? He's like, yeah, it was by the door. And I'm like, hey, maybe stop saying that. Just because it was by the door does not mean it was free. Thought he was going to repeat himself again, but then he just goes, well, when you're right, and that's all it took to make him realize he had just robbed our local Daves County Market. I would love to be there in person too. My father's a mountain of a man. I would love to see the little cashier just tugging on his flannel shirt, like, hey, sir, could you please put that stuff back? And he's just at the door chugging stuff in the parking lot, like, oh, look at all this free stuff. God, I love this store. Every time I come home, I think I'm gonna find new things he's gotten for free at the store. Like I'm gonna walk in and find like a bike rack, giant bubblegum machine, or even like a Redbox DVD machine just sitting in the living room. Just go up and like, Dad, you gotta bring this stuff back to the store. And he's riding one of those mechanical airplane rides. Like, what are you talking about, son? It's free, it's by the door. That joke's called, is my dad going to prison? Probably, that's okay. He's a movie buff, or so he thinks. And he likes to ask about movies he wants to watch, but the questions never make sense, so it's a fun detective game of figuring out, what the hell is he talking about? Last time I was home, he lobbed this out in a total silence. He's like, Matthew, come on. Come on, I want to watch the movie. You know, that's the one where Batman kills all those kids. I don't know if you guys are movie buffs or not. That movie doesn't exist. It's not a movie. Not a movie at all. Nor will it ever be, because no one's ever walking confidently into Warner Brothers Studios like, hey, have I got a movie idea for you? Never seen the bitch movie in which a Batman murders a bunch of children. Everyone would be horrified, except for one executive who would just stand up and be like, finally. Finally the movie I've always wanted to make. So look at my dad and I'm like, oh yeah, that's not a movie. He's like, no, you'll think of it again. No, I won't. It doesn't exist. I'm gonna fly back to Los Angeles a week after that conversation, and I just sit up in my chair in an epiphany mid-flight, and I'm like, oh, I'm 99% sure he's thinking of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Yeah. How did I crack the case, you might ask? Here you go. The only Batman movie I grew up watching, Batman Forever. The villain in that movie, Jim Carrey as the Riddler. The Riddler has a cane. Willy Wonka has a cane. That's all it took. That's all that one took. Yeah, so the plane lands, I call him, like, hey, Dad, Batman killing kids. He's like, yeah. I think you're thinking of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. No pause, he's like, oh, yeah! Isn't that a great movie? I'm like, it is. What the hell is wrong with you? Jesus. He's gonna probably call me in a week's time and be like, I want to watch that movie, Matthew. Come on. Goodbye. So one more Porky Pig. Come on. One more Porky Pig breaks out of prison. I'm like, Jesus. It's not a movie, Dad. Hang up the phone, call him back 2 weeks later and be like, are you thinking of Babe? Yep. Never watch a movie with you again, Dad. Never again. Goodness gracious. So up in Los Angeles, before I moved to LA, I was an accountant. I had an accounting job, and then I made the lateral career move to go to LA and drive for Uber. Thank you so much. Wow, I know, thank you. Career advice after the show, I'll be outside, it'll be great. Uber's, I don't hate, I've been doing it on and off for 4 years, I don't hate it. I meet a lot of cool people, which is great. But here's what you can't do. You can't have someone to hang out with you when you've been driving them around for like 30 minutes. You just can't do it. You gotta imagine any one of you in my car. I pull up to your destination, turn around and lock eyes with you and just go, well, now that was a smooth little ride, huh? I think we should hang out sometime. What do you say? You want to get a movie? Huh? Well, I know where you live now. Okay, bye-bye. Then just drive off. Can't do it. It doesn't work at all. Here's the thing I give Uber 5 stars. That's a dumb joke. Let's get past that. I give it 5 stars about this. The introductions I get to people are far superior than any office job I've ever had, all right? I was in downtown Los Angeles, 1 in the morning. Guy starts walking up towards my car. Right before he gets in, I see him just pop something in his mouth. He gets in, shuts the door. I don't even get out of, hey man, how you doing? And he just goes, buddy, I don't know what I just took, but it definitely wasn't acid. First of all, greatest icebreaker of all time. Hey man, I just took some drugs, but not this one. Second, how often and how much acid do you drop in your life that within the first split second of it hitting your tongue, you're just like, nope, that's not it. The only thing I can think of is he has to be some sort of like drug sommelier, right? So everybody here, a sommelier can grab a glass of wine and be like, oh well, this is the 1994. From the Napa region, will pair very well with any red, gamey meat. This guy just pops drugs in his mouth and he's like, woo! Acid, Czech Republic 2015, pair that with some strobe lights! What a job that would be. Drug sommelier. So I'm 31 years old, I'm 31, and I feel dumb. I feel dumb sometimes. And I'll be honest, I get annoyed because things make me feel dumb always come from places that I never expect. I was back home, hanging out with my best friends. His 2-year-old son's on the floor, playing like these little shape box toys. Kid picks up a shape, looks at his dad, and goes, Daddy! Rectangle! And my friend goes, no, Finnick, come on! You know that's a rhombus. Dude, I'm just sitting across the room trying not to panic, like, what the hell is a rhombus? There are certain things I'm okay not understanding. But when you feel like you understand shapes less than a 2-year-old, time to panic. Time to really freak out a little bit. Yeah. Worst part of all of this, I swear to God, when I was a junior in high school, I used to tutor freshmen in geometry. So, probably should know what a rhombus is, I think. You might ask, where are those kids now? They're probably dead. I don't know. I hope not. They're definitely not mechanical engineers, I'll tell you that much. But I'm like afraid of looking stupid now, so I don't go do things that should be fun. I avoid trivia nights. On paper, a bar trivia night should be an absolute blast, right? I don't do it because I'm worried I'm gonna look stupid in front of everyone. It's basically just someone saying, hey Matt, you want to come to your mind for 3 hours that you know nothing about everything? It's like, no, I don't. That does not sound fun at all. Like, I screw up even like the gimme questions up top. There's always 4 questions at the beginning of a trivia night. They're so stupidly simple. I'd screw it up, for sure. Host at the front of the bar like, all right, everybody. This is the direction the North Star will always point you. Okay. The answer was north. Matt, what did you say? Get out. You moron. This is the right shirt to do this joke in, I think. Let's see. Up in Los Angeles, I have a lot of friends who are actors, and that's fun. It's totally fine. I just almost died there. That's fine. Having fun, guys. It's okay. A lot of friends who are actors, and it's fine, but there's this very specific thing about actors. They talk to you about their disappointments as if you don't understand disappointment sometimes, which is silly, because no matter who you are, any background, any job, we all have disappointments within our life, profound sometimes. The last time I went to a Goodwill store, I bought 3 Where's Waldo books off the shelf. Got back to my apartment and found every Waldo and all those books circled with a Sharpie. Yeah. Do you know what kind of jackass you have to be to buy those books brand new, go home, circle each Waldo like a teacher grading papers, like, oh, there he is. Okay. There he is. Oh, there he is. And instead of being like, I should be a good person and throw this out, you're like, nah, I'm gonna take it to a Goodwill store to ruin some stupid child's day. That child was me at 28 years old, just trying to relive some nice moments from my youth, only to be smacked in the mouth by some disappointment. It's okay. I'm adopted too. I'm adopted, and a lot of people ask, like, how do you go about finding your birth family and all that kind of stuff? You gotta be creative. Like, it was just National Siblings Day a couple days ago. So on National Siblings Day, I just walk around and wish it to every single person I see, because who knows? Who knows? I don't. Do you guys know? Where's my family? Can you help me find my family? I want to find them and immediately ask them for money like a good son. That's what I want to do. It'll be great. One of my friends who didn't know I was adopted heard me do that joke and just goes, oh man, I can't even imagine. You're probably really freaked out about dating, huh? The implication being, hey man, what if you bang someone you're related to? To which I say, hey man, I failed stats in college, but the odds are in my favor. I'm gonna be okay, I think. I have a birth mother, you guys all know how life works, and then 2 half-sisters that live in North Dakota somewhere. I have a better chance of winning the lottery, turning my ticket, and then just spontaneously combusting. Also, pretty important variable in all of this, you have to be hooking up at an astronomical level. So let me just say, I'm safe. I'm totally safe. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. But I love that as an excuse. I love that as an excuse. Like if someone's like, "Hey man, there's so many dating apps. Why aren't you out there? Get out there and get yourself a lady." I'd be like, "Hey man, I'm adopted. I'm just being careful." So, what a terrible excuse. One of my friends recently said she was gonna cancel a date of hers, and I was like, "Why?" She's like, "I don't know. I don't want to be touched." And I was like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "Well, you know how that is," and I'm like, absolutely not. Dude, I'm going to get a haircut way more often than they actually need a haircut, just so someone will run their hands through my hair. So. And thank you for laughing. Too often there's someone that's just like, oh, that's so sad. I don't care where I do that joke. I know there's at least 4 people in the crowd that hear that and go, oh shit, that's a great idea. You get 4 haircuts from me, they're not going to turn you away. It's awesome. But I'll leave you guys with this. This is absolutely true. It seems to be a little bit of a theme tonight. Since May of 2017, I have dropped 202 pounds. It's not a competition of who's the fattest, but bye-bye, right here. That's right. That's right, it was. And that's very nice, because a lot of times people give this kind of like a little skeptical response until I show them a picture, and then they're just like, Jesus, man. How did you even move around? I'm like, escalators and elevators really did most of the work, if I'm being honest, you know? But here's the thing, there's 3 things I'll say about losing weight that I've noticed. First of all, because I'm 31, during my entire 20s, I yo-yoed aggressively, like lost and gained a lot of weight over a short period of time. Let me just say, let's stop calling it yo-yoing, because that's too fun of a name. That's way too fun of a name. That's like calling a colonoscopy a backyard photo shoot, so, yeah. Oh, it sounds cool, I'll be over. No, man, you don't want any part of this, trust me. Don't want any part of this at all. Not at all. And like all my old shirts from last year, like 2 years ago, do not fit. So now I just have like 25 extra pairs of pajamas. It's pretty cool. So like to my roommate every morning, I probably look like Tom Hanks in Big when he got turned back into a little kid. He's like, I've seen that movie. I'm like, it's me. But the best part, there's mile markers. There's mile markers letting me know like how far I've come, all right? And I'm really excited about it. Like I went home to Wisconsin for Christmas this last year, and everybody, for the very, very first time, I got cold. So, thank you so much, guys. I'm Matt. Have a wonderful night. You do right.